Hi, I'm Josh Stanton with WorkoutLibrary.com. I'm going to go over some shin splint stretches, but before I do, I'm just going to touch on shin splints. So shin splints, that's the dull, achy discomfort that you feel in the front of the lower leg, and there's varying degrees of intensity with shin splints. So the first thing you want to do for treatment for shin splints is rest and ice, of course. But we want to be able to treat the cause of the shin splints. It's very important so that they don't turn into stress fractures, which are much worse, and so that you don't have to deal with the pain of shin splints anymore. So with the first stretch that I'm going to demonstrate, we're going to be sitting up. My legs are glued to the ground. I'm going to do plantar flexion, where I'm pointing the toes downward, and I'm going to push down on the toes or the feet. And I'm feeling a good stretch right on the shins right there. So you can hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. Do 2 to 3 sets of this. The next stretch I'm going to show you is to where I'm initially sitting on my heels. So I'm on my heels, my butt's on the heels, and so I'm using my fingertips for support. And I'm going to slowly roll back, and I'm going to lift those knees up. So now I'm feeling the stretch a lot in the shins. You have to balance up here though. So people who aren't flexible, doing that first stretch to where you're pushing down the toes, who can't reach to their feet or their toes, they can do an alternative that's very similar. So they can stand up. Some people have really long legs and they're unable to reach. It's not just being not flexible. So you can stand up, this foot's flat here, and then I'm going to turn that foot. So where the top of the foot is on the floor, and I'm keeping that leg straight, kind of pushing the pelvis forward. And so I'm feeling the stretch on the shins again. All right. So another thing we want to do is really important every time we exercise, every time we run, is stretch the calves. So there's a big percentage, a large percentage of people who develop shin splints because they have weak calves. There could be a number of reasons, but one of them is having weak calves. So to stretch the calves, one of my favorite stretches to do, a lot of people, they'll put their hands flat against the wall, which is pretty cool. But you can also use a barbell. So I'm going to use a body bar. I like doing this a lot more than holding onto the wall. Just for balance here. So with the front leg, I'm going to stretch the calves now. With this front leg here, the knee is going to be bent. The knee is going to be directly above my ankle. I'm sorry, my heel. And so the back leg is going to be straight. And I'm digging that heel to the ground with that back leg. So we're stretching the gastrocnemius, that's the large calf muscle. And then I'm going to stretch the soleus, smaller calf muscle, by just dipping that back leg. I'm still leaving this one bent. I'm dipping that back leg to where I'm bending this knee now. So I'm stretching the soleus, smaller calf muscle. Alright, so thanks for watching, you guys. I hope that helped with some stretches for the shins and the one right here for the calf. Have a great day. Cheers.